Okay guys, and welcome to my video. I have a zombie mob spawner up here that I've built a mob farm around, and I'll put a link in the description to show where the build is that I got. Um, I made a couple improvements. I have not put signs all the way up as the original suggested that I do. I had a problem with the zombies would go up about halfway and fall out and then crash down here and die, and then their drops would be left there and I could never get them. So I put glass right above the signs and then stone the rest of the way up so that they wouldn't fall out anymore. Now, what I have done is I've turned the original mob spawner with the zombies into a drowned farm. Um, you do that, I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. You do that by adding water to the other side along with the sign. Now, it's pretty simple. The original, you would have that half slab there so that the little uh, baby zombies couldn't get out. But to make it a drowned farm, you place your sign and then a bucket of water so that now when they fall down, their head stays in the water until they turn into a drown. Now, the problem I had was over time, the spawner back here would fill up the drop section, and the zombies would continue to fall in. So you would get a few drowns, but you would always get regular zombies in there also. And I was having a problem. I wasn't getting as many drops as I wanted for the drowns. So what I did is once I get the farm as full as I want it, I go back out here and I have included a sticky piston in a block and a lever. So when I get them as full as I want, I throw the lever and it cuts off the flow of zombies into the farm. Now what that does is it allows me to wait until all the zombies that are in here turn into drowns. There's a couple things that I haven't been able to work out yet where the baby zombies that fall in are not tall enough for their head to be in the water. So therefore they never turn. So I always have one or two baby zombies in there. If you guys could know a way for me to fix that so that the baby zombies drown too, that would be awesome. If you could just put a comments in the on the video and tell me how to fix it. I would appreciate it, or give me a link to something that shows me how to fix it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and set this. It's getting dark outside, so I know that the zombies are going to start falling pretty decent for this one. I'm going to save and go out and change it to what my daughter calls monster mode, so that the zombies will start falling into the farm. Now, the sticky piston and the block that comes across has one other thing that happens with the baby zombies is they don't stop the baby zombies from going through. They continue to go through because they fit right underneath the block. Now, if there's a way that I can fix that and you guys know, please, again, add it in the comments and I will see if I can improve it some more. And may even make another video to show the improvement. But as you can see, the zombies are coming down, going into the water. Let me put these away while they're going in. And I always have a door here because sometimes the baby zombies squeeze out through the hole and they end up at the door looking at me. It's kind of scary to open the door and there's one there. They move kind of quick too. So, oh, and the other day I turned and there was a Enderman staring at me. That wasn't cool either. So I'm working on fixing those little problems. But I put a lot of glass here so I could see, when the zombies actually go in. And on this side I have glass so they can see me. Sometimes they'll walk towards me because I'm standing here and then end up going up to the drop over. So we sit and we wait until we get quite a few zombies in. This may take a minute or two, but they'll eventually shove each other in. One of the problems that I've had with the piston is after I've gotten enough in for myself, and I feel like I've got it full enough, I throw the lever, bang. Now no more zombies can get into this portion, other than baby zombies, into this portion of the farm. So now, when I go to this side, as you can see, there's a couple of them that's already turned. And if you look closely at the legs of the ones that haven't turned, they'll start to shake. And after they start shaking, it's pretty close to time to them to turn, and they switch over. Now, that guy's still in there. You can see the block is stopped. They're starting to back up a little bit on either side. They will sometimes get stuck a little bit, but if you open it up and be patient, they will eventually squeeze their way through and get back into here. So this is a way to get tridents, nautilus shells, gold bricks, or ingots, whatever you want to call them, and several pieces of armor. Now, when the zombies, if they have armor, a lot of times when they turn to drowns, their armor just pops off. Well, if you know anything about the zombie farm, you know that if you kill them when they have the armor on, then the armor is always damaged when it comes off. Well, when they turn into drowns, if the armor pops off and goes into your collection bin, then a lot of time, or most of the time, it's undamaged. So that was a way for me to get a couple sets of armor that I didn't have to build, that I didn't have to fix either. And a lot of the armor coming off has pretty decent enchantments on it. So we got a hopper full of drowns here. We're going to go ahead and take them out. All right. And see what we got out of that. I got one trident out of that, but there was only like, what, 6 or 7 zombies in there? Now, if you go back out, you look, pull the lever, and then they'll flow back in again. But you can see they got some that have swords and some that have armor. Some of the zombie villagers will drop like carrots and potatoes and things like that. The gold armor comes in, the mesh armor comes in, and every once in a while iron armor comes in. But they drop gold ingots and iron ingots and just all kinds of cool stuff. Now the armor, if you decide to smelt it, you still only get like 1 nugget per each piece of armor. But if you're trying to build up like rails for your underground mine and stuff, that gold that you need for the powered rails gets kind of hard to find, and it feels kind of expensive to make those. But with this farm, you get a lot of gold ingots, and you get a lot of gold nuggets, and a lot of iron ingots and iron nuggets. The rails don't cost as much, or it doesn't feel like it costs as much to build them and have what you need. So as you can see, they do crowd up in the entrance a little bit, but like I said, if you be patient, they will come through. And down and over there. So I'm going to give them another few seconds here to get through there. Come on, guys. Usually once you get 1 or 2 going, the flow gets better. I thought about putting like another water source over here to make one side push harder than the other, but that didn't seem to work any better, so I just pulled it back out. So anyway, once you got a few in there, throw the switch. They're not going anywhere. This one will eventually go through. And I know you didn't see it. It came up, but if you look down in my bar right here, I got a leather cap that one of them dropped that has absolutely no damage to it. Now, it doesn't have any enchantments on it, but they do, from time to time, have good enchantments on them, like the Aqua Affinity. Sometimes the boots have depth strider on them, stuff like that. We got a couple in here we're waiting to turn. That little one right there isn't going to turn because that's a baby zombie. But the ones behind them should. I'm waiting for that one specifically right there. That guy come through yet? Nope, he's still standing out there. Also, something to note that when they switch over to being drowns from zombies, they get a lot of their hit points back. So it's not a one-hit kill anymore. You have to hit them twice. And I have a sword with knockback, looting, and smite on it. And it still takes 2 hits to kill a drown. But the tridents and the other things that you get, sometimes this is worth the extra time that you got to spend. And when I have the zombies coming with the gold armor on and I get gold ingots, I'm getting, 20 to 25, 30 ingots every 30 to 45 minutes. So it's really worth the little bit of effort it takes to make this farm for drowns. And most of the tridents that you get are damaged, but you can put them right. See, and that sword is not damaged at all, and that trident is barely damaged. So if I was to take this trident and put it in the anvil back at my house, I could make a whole trident, and it didn't cost me anything but 2 levels of XP, which I'm getting, 10, 12 levels, every 30 to 45 minutes here anyway. So it really is a good way to make XP and get the items that you need to make things with without having to mine everything. It's a little grindy sometimes, but I think it's well worth it. So please leave a like on the video, and if you have any comments to improve this, please leave a comment below, and I will see what I can do to improve what I got, and maybe make another video with the improvements that you suggested. All right, thank you. Have a nice day.